Well, hey there, welcome back to 10's Ranch here on Midwest Horizon. We're a little bit later in the day. still on August. This is the last one on August, I promise. So you notice I do have some things down here at the store, and there's a reason for that. So I have bought this class rake, because it was in the used vehicle section, so I went ahead and picked it up. It's a pretty big rake. We're letting the oxbow go. There's a reason. When I set it up to run a course, it goes down and back in course play. And, well, that messes me up if I want to run a baler right behind it, because it's not putting the swath right down the middle. So we're going to let it go, because I am going to have to automate a lot of this work. So that is gone, and we've got something that will go down the middle, and then we can follow along that same course and get the bells made up. So we're going to let this trailer go. Now, I really do like this trailer, really do, but it's not going to work out for this particular playthrough, because I just am not going to be able to do the manual bell collection. That's going to take too much time. We're going to have to try to automate some of that as well. Let me find the trigger. Where did the trigger go? I know it is around here somewhere. Nope. There we go. Alright, we're going to sell the trailer, and we'll buy something different at some point. Let's move this truck out of the way. Oh, shoot. Forgot that part of the building was sticking out there. Let's get around over here. There we go. Alright, now last thing that we are going to get rid of. Actually, we're going to trade it. Trade up. Let's say that. We're going to trade up. So I've got the TARDIS trailer package. Well, TARDIS package. It includes couple different things, but this trailer is one of them, and I'm going to upsize it. So this particular trailer will go in the menu here. I believe it's under Forge Wagons. Let's get over here. Did I pass it? Where is it? I'm not. There we go. There we go. Some stuff just runs all together. So this is the one I have. It holds 50,000 liters. We're going with this one. It holds 200,000. So I've already come to the realization that I'm going to have to use some kind of modified equipment. There's going to be no way around it if I want to get through this thing. Where is this trigger again? I have lost it. Alright, let's sell that. Alright, so, and I need to buy the other one. I should have done that while I was in here. So yeah, I'm just going to have to. I've got to buy some things that will do things a little bit on the cheaty side. And I had this one painted up John Deere colors. Let's do that again. And no license plate. Yep, 200,000. There we go. Alright, let's go pick that up, because we need to use it right away. And while we're doing that, I do want to mention about the semi-trailer truck that I had. That truck, or trailer, was not triggering in the silo unload area while using auto drive, and there's a reason for that. So I do want to thank Krogmo7561 for bringing this to my attention. He mentioned that the trigger distance may not be set correctly. So I went through auto drive, and as a matter of fact, you see here it is set to 10 meters, and this keeps resetting on all of my. Maybe that is a vehicle specific mod. But trigger distance was set to 10 meters on the semi-truck trailer, and that's why it wasn't picking up. So I moved it to 25, And lo and behold, it started working. So we're good to go with that trailer. So I'm pleased to be able to keep that because I really like that trailer and I did want to have the opportunity to use it. So this out here, I did get the grain harvested, and that's all in silo. And I started picking up some of this straw with the other wagon. I was going to bale it up, then I decided to go ahead and use the loading wagon and pick it up and start depositing it over into some of our locations. I put some into the feed mixer that we will use eventually to make TMR, and then I also started putting some into the cows, and we're going to have to talk about the cows here in just a few moments. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I've got 50,000 liters in each pen, so that was one truckload, and then I've got 550,000 liters in the TMR production site. So, and I also put, I think I did put some into the BGA. Yeah, almost 100,000 liters there. So, did quite a bit of picking up there with the other wagon, but I had to make so many trips from the field over to the different locations. It would only hold 50,000 liters, and then I have to drive over and drop it in. So it took quite a few trips, so I've decided, let's just go ahead and upsize. I know this is not going to be a realism series. Let's just go ahead and put that out there right now. It's going to be fun. We're trying to do this goal, whatever it takes, to get these cows fed. So that's where we're at. We're using some equipment. I am probably going to go ahead and get the Quick Bell, the mod that is out by Mark Thor. That baler makes some pretty big bales, and so that'll help me with transporting them. And it moves along pretty quick, as well as picks up the area around the swaths. We won't miss too much. So let's talk about the cows. So after the last episode, I did play a bit, and as you can see, the time has ticked off. We're in the mid to late afternoon here in August, and so a few hours had ticked off after that episode, and the cows were just munching through the food that I had put into the pens. I mean, just tearing it up. They are munching through it, but they started producing a lot of digestate, and we all know I've had issues with their health not coming up. So I started doing some research, started looking into it, and come to find out, it appears that the enhanced animal system mod that I am using, which I do want to use that because it does allow for randomized offspring, so it will get some males and females randomly, as well as different potential quantities of offspring. That's not going to be a huge factor for the cows, but you know, hey, we might get 2 out of a cow, but we also may get 0. So kind of a chance we'll have to take, but wanted to do that for the randomized bursts. And so I want to stick with the mod through this playthrough. But that mod was kind of set up to fall in line with Maize Plus. The feed ratios, the outputs, everything was kind of set up along those lines, which is very high. Very high input, very high output using Maize Plus or that enhanced animal system mod. But I don't want to play this playthrough that way. I want to be able to survive this playthrough with all of those cows. So what I've done is I have actually went in, made some edits to the mod to edit the amount of food that the cows, the food and straw that they will consume, and also reduce the amount of output that comes of that, the manure, digestate, milk. So I've kind of just balanced it down a bit. It's probably not as low, quite as low as base game, Maybe close, but probably just a little bit higher than base game. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go with that. We're going to try it. So I've just made the edit before this recording here. So hopefully it works out and we can survive this this challenge. Oh man, I mean, they were using so much food already, and that was just with 500 in the one pen and not nearly as many in the other. So yeah, there's no way I could have kept up with that much food. But I think we'll be good now. It'll still be a challenge, especially once we get all of these pens full. But let's take a look real quick and show you what they have made so far. So the pen here, we have 500 in. I just put the straw in, so they have not had a chance to make any manure. But the slurry, you see, already up to 85,000 liters of slurry. Although they used a lot of food, I have swapped them over to hay. Try to get their health to come up a bit. And then the younger cows we have here, they have made quite a bit of slurry as well, but they are still being fed with grass. So let's talk about that while we go pick up another load here of the straw. So got to doing a little bit more research as I was concerned about the cows and their health and not improving. It comes to find out they won't improve if you just feed them grass, which I did not know that. Undoubtedly, either there's a bug in the game or that's how Giants designed it. I don't know. I don't know why your health wouldn't improve with grass, because I have seen plenty. I mean, there's cows right here that I can see out of my window that are eating just grass, and they're doing just fine. So yes, they are beef cows, but technically cows could live on grass. So I don't like that fact, but it is what it is. I don't really know how to fix that or if it's even possible. So what I'm going to do is transition the cows over to at least hay at a minimum, but we're going to try to go ahead and get them into TMR just as soon as we can. Once we get some hay and silage made up. Well, we do have some hay, but we need to get the silage to produce, and we can start making some TMR, and that should bring their health up. The adult cows, that's the ones I'm most concerned about. Now the younger cows, since they are not producing milk at this point, there's really no point in giving them TMR. I could let their health stay at 0, just keep feeding them grass. They'll produce a little bit of digestate and manure, but they will continue to grow and age. And then once they hit that mark where they can reproduce, then we'll start giving them some TMR so that they can grow, get healthy, have the calves, and then produce the milk for us. So I think that's how I'm going to play it, at least for right now. We'll try that, see how it works going forward. Now, as far as the cows in the pasture, I don't know how this is going to work, because I do have the grazing mod, and I don't know how they're going to grow. So we may have to supplement their food with a little bit of hay or something. I'm not real sure. But that's where I'm at right now. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of part of it. You come up with a challenge like this. I've never done anything to this scale, so just trying to figure out what I need to do to make things happen. So that's what we've done. The other thing I did as well is the silo that I have, the fermenting silo. I actually made an edit on that to increase the amount 100 to 100. So it should actually start, see, it's starting to kick out some silage there. So that's what we needed. So we should start producing quite a bit of silage. We've got the straw. I mean, this whole field is the straw that we have from that harvest. And then if we look here in the silo. We do have some alfalfa hay. Quite a bit of it. Now the only thing is I don't think that the mixing silo will take alfalfa hay. I may try it to see if it will, but I am not sure it will, because if we look at the menu and go to the production, let's see, where is it? The mixed ration here. It only shows hay. So it may take it, it may not, but I don't know. We're going to have to try that out. So that's where we are there. So the next thing that we need to do, I'm actually going to stop this here, because we need to go grab one other piece of equipment and do one more thing before we end this episode. We're getting pretty far along in time here. This one may run just a little bit long. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and just grab a little bit more here in the trailer, and we'll take it over. I do want to start getting the BGA going. Got to get some slurry over there. I think if I mix the slurry and hay, it has a little bit different formula. We'll make a little bit more off of it, but I do need to transport the slurry over. That's going to take a little bit of time. Now, I did import an auto drive course for this map. That was kind of pre-created, but it's got some areas where I need to tweak it a bit, because it's not working out for my farm, and then I need to add a few more stops so that we can utilize it effectively. Right now I really don't have it set up, haven't been able to take the time to do that, so I'll probably have to stop time in the gameplay at some point and spend a little bit of time working on the auto drive course, because we're going to have a lot of stops that we have to fill in, especially when it gets to starting to really work these fields using the equipment and the helpers, and also feeding the cows is going to be a big chore. Alright, let's run this over here. We're going to put one more load. Well, let's see. We may not fit. That's not the right place. It's the mixer. Oh yeah, most of it should fit in there. My plan is to go ahead and load it up with straw. That way we have all that we can possibly put in there, and then we'll start putting a little bit more into the cow barns, and then also maybe put some more into the BGA. So let's go ahead and run this here. I'll let that start unloading. Alright, I'm going to let that go there, and we're going to run over here and grab this sprayer. Now I do know that I have slurry that I could put out, but I don't have anything to put it out with. So I'm going to have to get some equipment to be able to put the slurry out and use it. But we're going to use the sprayer. I mainly bought this for weeds, but we're going to try it here. No, we're not. I don't have a liquid silo. And now we do. And add that in. I meant to do that actually a while back, but I forgot all about it. Alright, yeah, we're going to get liquid fertilizer. I know I'm spending some money, but we're just having to do it. And speaking of money, by getting rid of some of the kind of expensive equipment that I had purchased initially, we've actually recuperated some cash in the bank account there. So that's good. It's given a little flexibility to make some other purchases. At some point we are going to plow this field in, or cultivate it in, and replant. We do need to clean up some of the edges there. Probably need to plow it, put some lime out and things like that at some point, probably over the winter, and then we'll get the grass going again, unless we decide to do something different in this field. Not real sure. There we go. There we go. Ooh, this thing This thing moves along pretty good. So I am not using precision farming on this playthrough. I normally do. I do enjoy using precision farming, but this particular playthrough, I thought since we do have the slurry, the excess amounts of slurry, I figured I would try and use just the base game dynamics, and it should allow for us to use up some of that slurry and manure. So we're not using precision farming. We just play it this way, kind of base game on this particular playthrough. The other thing I do want to mention, some of you may kind of have already figured this out, but I'm not using old broke down equipment on this playthrough. This is a modern farm, a modern series. We're not trying to struggle, not self-inflicted struggle anyway, as much as we can. We're trying to get through these activities. We're going to use bigger equipment, newer equipment, and as we saw earlier in the episode, probably some modified equipment. So yeah, we're just trying to get through the activities, trying to scale the equipment appropriately so that we can get through it, and I don't have 2-hour-long episodes trying to get this work done. I do need to clean this field up here as I was doing all the landscaping on the farm build. It did mess up some of this field, but we'll get it reset up at some point. But I do need this grass to grow again and make as good as a crop as it possibly can before the winter gets here, because I do need the grass, and we may in fact need it for the hay if the alfalfa hay doesn't work. So that's where we're at. We have got that field over there to finish harvesting. Now I could use coarse plate to well, not harvest, but to pick up the straw. Problem is I don't have the course set to unload just yet, so yeah, I'll probably need to finish that field up manually. We'll get up here and get around this corner here. We probably can let a worker finish up this field, getting the fertilizer put out. Looks like we've used 40% of the tank so far, so it's going to be close. May end up having to use a little bit more than a tank. Might have to buy some more. One thing you may have noticed as well is I'm kind of skipping through some of the activities. We're trying to just roll this series along. As I stated in the very beginning, probably going to have to go 3 to 4 years through the series to kind of see the effects of this setup and playthrough. So yeah, I'm trying to go through it pretty quick and just not recording everything. We're going to skip through some of the activities, so there may be trying to talk too fast. There may be some pretty big gaps in the activities in the playthrough. I'll try to not make it so big that you kind of just lose touch with what's going on. I'm going to do a lot of off-camera work. So basically, the episode is going to be bring in, do a little bit of farming activities, show you either the problems I'm dealing with, how I'm overcoming them, or maybe some setups that I'm trying to do to make things work out. But a lot of the mowing and baling, things like that, it's going to be very repetitious through this series. We're just going to skip over a lot of that. I'll do that off camera. That way I'll keep you engaged with what's in the meat and potatoes of the series, and that's managing the 10,000 cows. All the farm sim activities, so to speak. We've all seen them 1,000 times, so I don't necessarily have to show them all. But I do want to show you the equipment that I'm using, and that I am using different things on this playthrough. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please be sure and click that thumbs up button. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that right now, and also click that bell so you're notified of all future content. I hope each of you have a very blessed day. We'll see you back here next time.